last class of the year. And I am so excited that I get to spend it with my friend, Dr. Jennifer Gramith. So start calling because we've got some great announcements today in the classroom for some wonderful things that are happening at Right Way Health and Wellness. So start texting, tagging everybody, calling, let them know that we're on and ready to share the good news about health. Okay, now let me go ahead and start the record button because I can almost hear Robert saying, hit the record, hit the record. Here we go. Okay, today we are excited that we have rightwayhealthandwellness.com or Right Way Health and Wellness, Dr. Jennifer Gramith, who is here to give us some good news about holiday partying and more. So fasten your seatbelts. Time to get in the moment. And by dancing, that's what I mean, getting in the moment. And let's grow together. Here we go. It's time to dance.
The Lillian Mcdermott Show.
We love, we fear, bridges we burn, we make mistakes, then we live and learn. When life gets tough, and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be right here, right here. And when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian Mcdermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian Mcdermott.
Hello, my listening and viewing friend. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful, best day ever. And for those of you who are tuning into the classroom for the first time, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide alternative ways to heal. And it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dreams. Well, as you know, many of us kind of like push ourselves to the max. We don't eat as healthy. We don't drink as well. We don't hydrate. We do all the don'ts, the things you shouldn't do. And then you go, oh, I shouldn't have had that second piece of pie. Well, or that bottle of wine or whatever it is. And so today, as I shared, is our last class of the season live. We have some others next week, but live. With Dr. Jennifer Gramith. I am so excited to share this day with her. We're both getting ready to celebrate the holidays, and so are you. So who better than to give us some tips on how to stay healthy, spirit, mind, and body as we enter the holiday season and beyond. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am so grateful that Dr. Jennifer Gramith is here to do just that. Welcome back, Dr. Gramith, to the classroom.
Thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas to everyone. I'm super excited about this topic today because I think it's so needed because we're all getting ready for the holidays, and it's not easy for everyone. There's a lot of stress in the holidays, and we tend to overindulge. We overindulge in alcohol. We overindulge in food. We overindulge in overcommitting ourselves. And so we really need to be mindful of what to do because we're all going to do it. We're all going to go to Christmas parties. We're all going to be around lots of people. And so how do you protect yourself? How do you protect your body? How do you protect your mind and your spirit? And so we're going to talk about that today.
Absolutely. And for those of you who have questions for Dr. G, you can type in a Q and write your questions down. We're also giving away, and when I say we, I mean she, is giving away, because we've talked about Zyto, we've talked about Evox, we've also done the liver gallbladder cleanse. And for those of you that weren't able to participate in the liver gallbladder cleanse, we are giving away one video for somebody that wants to do this. You will get the video for the gallbladder, so you'll know how to do it, guided by Dr. Gramith. We recorded all our sessions. So there's going to be a one giveaway that's going to be given away on Monday. So for those of you who are listening on other forms like a podcast or beyond, or you can also participate. So on Monday, I think that's the 20th. And also Dr. Gramith, we're going to do another giveaway for her. So we know about Zyto, and explain a little bit about Zyto, because we're giving one away as well. So you guys put your fingers in the comment section and text me as well. So what is the Zyto? So they know what they're going to be getting.
Zyto is a very comprehensive biofeedback testing that will look at the physiology of the body. It'll look at all the functions of the organs and glands. It will look at your toxicity levels, what types of toxins that you have accumulated. It'll look at your inherited weaknesses as well, and your emotional state, and how much your emotions are playing a role in your overall health. And so it gives us the big picture of what's going on with you, and then we will give you a protocol to follow to correct any imbalances that you have.
Very good. And she is giving away one. And this is a value of $295. So what you need to do for either one. So if you want the gallbladder cleanse, then you just enter gallbladder, put my name for the gallbladder cleanse, or put my name for Zyto at 407-373-5959. If you're listening from out of the country, and we have somebody listening from Hungary, welcome to the classroom. You too can participate in either one of these. So if you're out of the country, you could participate, because share a little bit more about the Zyto and how you can be anywhere in the world and still work with you, Dr. Zyto, Dr. Gramith.
So yeah, we have virtual clinics all over the country and even out of the country. You can have the hand cradle sent to you as long as you have a PC. It doesn't work on a Mac, so you have to have a PC and the hand cradle. You can connect directly to my software, and we can run the test virtually, and just as if you were in the office. And so it's a lot of information that we gather, for you, and to help lay out a customized program. So it's not just a generic detox, which those are great too, but this is more custom to what your body needs.
I think this is great. And for all of you who don't win it, you can get a buy one, get one half off. And that's going to be until the end of December. So take advantage of it, purchase it. And here's another thing. I'm just giving you all this stuff. You're like going over sensory overload here. She's also opened a new shop. Remember, we've been talking about this shop. So you can go to shoprightwayhealth.com, shoprightwayhealth.com. And all of you, it doesn't matter if this is your first time on shoprightwayhealth.com, you will get 20% off. So this is like, all of you can take advantage of this. So figure out what it is that you need and get it all done, get 20% off. And you need to enter Lily20. That's Lily20. So many instructions now. So let's get started, Dr. Gramith, because I know that, to me, I don't think I've ever been hungover. I don't know what that feels like, although maybe I have been as in my youth, but didn't feel that same way. So if you can share a little bit about people, you talk about overindulgence. Let's talk about some people that will overindulge with alcohol.
Right. So alcohol is one of the harshest things on the body. And we all like to have fun and indulge a little bit. But you do need to be aware of what happens in the body and what happens to the liver as it tries to metabolize the alcohol. And when you overindulge, it just depletes your body of critical antioxidants and lots of different nutrients as well. That's why you have that hungover feeling the next day. So, doing that, there's things that you can prepare yourself before going to a party and having a few glasses of wine. you can take extra the night before, load up on antioxidants, and you'll be amazed at how well you feel and how the alcohol doesn't really have a strong impact on you. But
So antioxidants like vitamin C,
vitamin C, I would do like a complex, an antioxidant complex, and take that most definitely. And one thing that most people know is that you need to stay well hydrated, because alcohol dehydrates you. And that's why you get the headaches and things like that. So definitely the night before or the day of a big party that you're going to, make sure you take extra antioxidants, extra minerals. So like refuel minerals is a really good one that has the humic and fulvic acid. So it's antimicrobial as well. But you want to take extra doses on the days that you're drinking any alcohol.
And you can get that at your shop, rightwayhealth.com.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And how much do you take that?
So on days you're drinking, typically the dose is a half an ounce. And this is a measured dose. So you just open the lids and fill it up to halfway. But when on the days that you're drinking alcohol, it needs to be double that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what are the minerals in there?
Every mineral you can. Yeah.
Okay.
And plus the humic and fulvic acid too. But on top of that, some people may need, especially if you have a history of liver issues, you don't digest well, you've had other types of blood tests or scans and your liver enzymes are up, you can take things like milk thistle to support the liver function and help with the metabolism of the alcohol quicker, so there's less damage to the liver. So milk thistle is one of my favorite liver support supplements that people.
Now, do you take that? Do you take that only when you drink, or do you take that every day?
No, you would take it if you have a history of liver issues. I would say take it for periods of time, like 3 months at a time, and then take a break from it. But on the days that I'm going to indulge, I would take 2 to 3 of those that day and the day after. And I really, and I don't drink a whole lot myself, but I will tell you guys that the alcohol that's the worst for you are the cheap wines. So the really cheap blends and wines, and then the spirits that are colored. And so you're safer and you'll get way less toxins if you drink the clear spirits in a good organic wine that doesn't have the sulfites in it. That's very, very harmful for the liver. So yeah, you can drink and you can have a great time, but make sure you drink the right things, that's not going to wreak havoc, and you're not going to regret what you did that night.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I don't know if you know about this, but remember back when they had pink sludge put in the meat at McDonald's and they didn't know what was in it? Mm-hmm. Well, now they have something called Mega Purple. And this Mega Purple is in mostly California wines. And they don't know what it is, but it gives that cheaper wine, that really robust look. And it's called Mega Purple. So if you look it up, they can add it to it and they don't have to say that it's added. So if I do drink a wine, it will not be a California wine.
Yeah, me neither. I don't.
Yeah. So
I usually ask when I go out, what wines do you have that's not from California? And they're like, really? Because everything we have is California. I'm like, yeah, I don't want California wine.
Bring me the clear vodka.
Yeah, exactly. Polish potato vodka has no preservatives in it. It's not sprayed with pesticides or anything like that. But one thing, I met a surgeon years ago at a conference, and she was a breast surgeon. Her mother had breast cancer, and she became a functional doctor. And she shared with our group, she said, one of the leading causes in women for breast cancer is alcohol consumption. And the reason why is it depletes your folate and your B vitamins, thiamine, and those critical antioxidants really severely, and it messes up our hormones. And so she recommended anytime you have a glass of wine, take a folate supplement. And so she was really big on that. And I'll never forget that. 'cause
Or
I'm thinking,
would you be able to have a salad because that's folate, right?
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Or greens, anything green.
But typically when you're going to the party, that's not what you're.
Excuse me, can I have a salad?
Yeah, excuse me. But you're eating foods high in sugar and you're
Yeah.
eating, and so, the alcohol is a big factor and it sometimes will move us into a state of deep depression that we continue to drink even after the party's over with. And so if you don't do it correctly, you don't do it safely, you're not mindful of it, it can become a big problem. And I've worked with patients with addictions for years, and alcohol is probably the hardest to get people off and the most dangerous to stop cold turkey when they're used to drinking it every day. You can get them off of cocaine and other types of things without really severe damage, but with alcohol, you can have pulmonary embolism, heart attacks. If they were to stop it immediately, it could be very, very dangerous.
Isn't that amazing? I the first time I heard that, I couldn't believe it. Someone I knew was in the hospital and they had to have some procedure done. And they were giving that person a beer a day in the hospital. They were just giving him a beer. And I mean, I don't know if they put it through his IV or what, but I never knew that when somebody was addicted to alcohol, they had to continue giving that. I never thought how much the body can get so out of balance. And that's the reason why we're having this class today. We are not saying go out and drink. We're not saying go out and eat sugar. But what we're saying is, if you do,
this is what you do,
then be responsible and don't cause as much harm by being thoughtless. And so with that in mind, we are giving away some things that will help you become more mindful. And when I say we, Dr. Gramith is giving away one Zyto. So all of you, for 407-373-5959 is the number that you text and say, I want the Zyto, and we're gonna be doing the drawing on the 20th. So if you're listening on podcast, or if you're listening on, BitChute or wherever it is that you're listening on or stream live, text 407-373-5959, or you can email if you're out of the country and you just can't text. Email me at lily@whenyouneedafriend.com and we'll put you in the winner's basket for that. As well as if you want to do the liver gallbladder cleanse and you couldn't do it live with us, we have it all recorded and we will send you a copy, but you need to say, I want to take my health back, refurbish my liver and my gallbladder. Phenomenal workshop with Dr. Gramith as well. And if you want to buy any of the products that she has talked about today, Dr. Gramith, you can now go to their brand new shop, rightwayhealth.com. That's shop. And the link is below. We put the link in the comment section. And if you click on that and you purchase something, the first time you purchase, you'll get 20% off if you enter Lily20. Lily20. Thank you so much, Dr. Gramith, for your generosity. Oh, and one last thing. If you would like to do the Zyto, and maybe your partner wants to do the Zyto, or a kid in your family, somebody else in your family wants to do it, you can buy until December 30, end of December. You can buy one Zyto and get the other one at half price. Now, one of you is going to get one for free, and that is a $295 value. So thank you, Dr. Gramith, for always being so generous in the classroom.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And that liver gallbladder cleanse is a great thing to do after the holidays.
That's right. That's right. It absolutely is. I'm going to be doing it again. And I'm looking forward to doing it.
It's an amazing thing. And what people don't realize is your liver is critical to good health, and it has to deal with over 500 processes every day. And so you slow it down when you overindulge. So you definitely want to take things that support it, that help with the detoxification, and feed it the critical nutrients that it needs. And that's in the vegetables. Drinking ginger tea is really beneficial, not only for the liver and the digestive system, but also for your lymphatic system, which is the system that holds your immune system. And so a lot of people are a little bit nervous about these holiday parties and getting out there, because when you drink, we all know that your immune system is suppressed. Okay, so what do you do to strengthen your immune system? That's where the vitamin C comes in, the zinc, elderberry. Those are excellent things to be taking through the entire month of holidays, so that you're protecting yourself from any kind of viruses that you may have exposure to. So keep that in mind too, when you are, for the whole month, I say up until the new year. We'll be, attending a lot of things that we don't normally do. And other things that people complain to me about is that they're bloated, they have so many digestive problems, they're constipated, and that has to do with what they're eating and what they're ingesting. And, it's unfortunately, the holidays are great, and there's a lot of memories made in the holidays, but there's also a lot of stress. And with stress comes, spiked cortisol. With spiked cortisol comes systemic inflammation, and we just really don't feel well, and we can't really enjoy ourselves if we're not feeling well, right? And so, I typically take, on my holiday, I will take my Lyzyme Forte, which is a natural lithium that lowers cortisol levels and helps you just to really be mellow, and things that would normally irritate you just don't. Another thing is CBD oil. CBD works really, really well. You can get it in an oil, a gel cap, a chewable, like the little gummies. Those work really, really well with lowering cortisol levels. And that will help prevent all these heart attacks and things where people get so stressed out, their blood pressure goes up, they end up in the ER, and it's because they're drinking alcohol, they're overindulging on the sugar. They create this perfect storm for something like this to happen. You would not believe how many cases come into the emergency room during the holidays.
It's really sad. It's really sad that we've become a society that we just don't know when to stop. We don't know when to stop. And listen, I'm speaking about myself here. I just shared a couple yesterday that I had a mini meltdown. After my second back-to-back. I mean, there's so many things that we've been doing. And I know that 5 minutes of anger suppresses our immune system 8 hours. So I'm thinking I'm due for the next year as far as my immune system suppressed. So I'm looking forward to getting this, my immune system up. But we sometimes, our ego gets the best of us, and our thoughts get the best of us, and we become unconscious. We just become unconscious. And I think that that's what happens to many that have just, been working hard or whatever and building up to the holidays, and there's so much expectation. And then all of a sudden, there's that thing that falls, that drop, that run, that flows the cup over, that one drop, and then everything just falls out of whack.
Right.
So in a situation like that, you're saying, what I'm hearing you say is this Lyzyme Forte.
Lyzyme.
Yeah. Lyzyme. So how do you spell that?
Lyzyme Forte, Forte. And that's from Biotics Research. And I have used that for over 20 years. It's a great product to help with stress, stress anytime, but really stress through the holidays. And just so that you don't get so worked up. When you get so worked up and your stress, cortisol levels increase, that's when your blood pressure goes up. That's when you get migraines. And, everybody wants to enjoy the holidays, but we are a society that tries to stuff down our emotions, not really wanting to feel the things that are coming up. During the holidays, there's a lot of triggers too. When you've lost loved ones, things will trigger you. A song, a smell. You get a lot of triggers. A lot of people do, and it throws them into this spiral of depression. and they can't really enjoy themselves. And so you can, if you're mindful and you know that that's a common thread or a pattern that you have prior to the holidays, go ahead and start giving your body the critical nutrients it needs, like the B6, B12, the L-theanine, the GABA, the lysozyme forte. Those are critical nutrients that your body needs to combat stress. And so then it just kind of deflates all of that cortisol. And so you can go through the holidays with good spirits and feel good instead of stuffing down your emotions with the food. And that's one reason we overindulge. It's a lot to take in. And so we just start eating and pushing it down. And then you feel so bloated and ick, and you have all these regrets. That's why everybody has New Year's resolutions, because of all the regrets, from not controlling themselves in the past. But, we think it is psychological. There's a lot of emotional components to that. But when you become deficient, like when you drink the alcohol and it depletes you of those critical nutrients, it messes with your chemistry of your body. And so you'll have cravings that you don't normally have. You will have just this depression come upon you, and you're not really understanding why. And that's why, is because it's actually literally depleted your body of those critical nutrients that your body needs to balance out your brain activity.
And when you're saying that, so many thoughts come to mind. I've heard so many people say, oh, I have a chemical imbalance or a chemical depression. And I always say, well, have you thought of food? Have you thought of supplements? No, nobody is Zoloft, deficient, So you're not saying, and I'm not hearing you say this, and I just want to make sure that nobody else is interpreting this. You're encouraging people to deal with these issues. But what I'm hearing you say is that during the holidays, it may not be something that you will be able to. And by taking these supplements that will help kind of relax you, you can kind of like be able to enjoy the moment, be a part of the moment. But you dealing with the issue.
Choices, make better choices, because you don't have the stress level that you would without it. And so it's not necessary for everyone, but those of you who struggle through the holidays year after year, you tend to indulge a lot more than what you really want to. That's where it's very, very helpful. And it's really becoming aware of what your body can handle and what it can process, and then, how to care for yourself. Mm-hmm. I love these I use these all the time. So these are little stress dots. Okay. So the bio dots, they're called bio dots. You can order them off of Amazon. So you can put them on your skin and you can actually watch yourself become very stressed. So when they go completely black, you have high levels of stress. When they are blue and green, you're very calm. And so these are really nice little tools to use. And a lot of times I'll put them right here, that you can sit and meditate until you turn it back to the calming color.
What are they called? You don't have these in your website?
I don't. Yeah, you can get them off of Amazon. They're called bio dots.
I'm going to get some bio dots.
They're really fun. A lot of times my staff will put them on and we'll say, oh, you look stressed today.
Do you ever put them on your forehead? I mean, is that where you put them? That way people come to you and they go, oh, you're looking a little stressed.
Yeah, exactly.
So wouldn't it be nice if we all had them and people can walk in and I can read you. I see you, Dr. Gramith. You're a bit stressed today.
It will save marriages, because if the husband comes in and he sees that the wife has a black dot on her head, he better stay away.
That's a good one. I like that one. I think I'm going to go for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you who want to purchase any of the products other than that one, you can go to Dr. Gramith's Shop Now bag. Her shop is shoprightwayhealth.com. and put Lily 20 and you get 20%. I love a great deal. I love a great deal. So I'm so grateful. And then of course the Zyto, and for those of you who have questions, please type in a Q, because I see people are making comments, but if it has a Q on there, I'll know it's a question. So I want to encourage all of you to go to the workshop, my workshop, on January 14th, 15th, and 16th to deal with some of these past traumas and some of these issues that perhaps maybe you don't know how to deal with, and along with some of the supplements that will support your immune system. Do you think that perhaps maybe some people have like a suppressed cortisol or whatever it is that requires more regulation, and if they get that fixed, they would be able to enjoy a stressful moment, not enjoy a stressful moment, but be able to deal with a stressful moment?
Yes, correctly. And it typically goes back to your endocrine system.
Okay.
And so your pituitary gland, which is your master gland, and your adrenals. And so a lot of people who, maybe through childhood, you lived in a household that was, very stressful. And so your body, like, you don't even know the difference between a sympathetic overdrive or a parasympathetic state. You're always in overdrive. You're always anxious. You're always, having to move or go to the next thing. That's going to wear out your adrenal glands. That's what leads to chronic disease, which I see younger and younger patients every day. And it's really a shame. So you do need to be aware of that. And if you have some of the common symptoms, is just anxiety, rapid heart rate, even just a dry mouth. A lot of times that is, really high cortisol. If you don't sleep well, insomnia, whether it's hard time going to sleep or waking up multiple times, you have, the racing heart, but also some patients actually go opposite. They have really low heart rate. So either too high or too low is both not good. And they just have body fatigue, physical muscle fatigue. Those can all be signs of adrenal burnout, adrenal failure. And the emotion connected to that is fear. So if you were raised in a household where your parents were really strict and hard on you, and you felt like you could never measure up, you probably will develop some adrenal disorders, and you will have that chemical imbalance. And so the chemical imbalance goes back to your neurotransmitters being out of balance. So you may not have enough B6 or B12. You may want to look at your blood test, and you can see those deficiencies in just a standardized blood lab. And you can see if a person is prone to anemia. Is it B12 deficiency? Is it a B6? Typically the B6 causes a lot of the emotional issues. They're under a lot of stress. They have a lot of depression. It's going to affect their gut and how they digest as well. So.
Wow, it's a lot to take in. It's so wonderful to have you as not only a cheerleader in our medical, you're a coach, a cheerleader, and a naturopathic doctor as well. And I love all the tools that you use to kind of see where the fire is so that you can stop it, basically. Right. When you talk about ginger tea earlier, and you had talked about some of the different, stopping nausea. Is there anything else that that ginger does that can help you with?
Well, ginger is a warming and very protective nutrient. And so most people know of ginger when you're pregnant and you have nausea, you drink ginger tea, that really helps. But ginger is really, really good at decongesting the lymphatic fluid.
Got it.
And so when you are overindulging, and probably just the average American with a standard American diet, this is a good example of what a congested lymphatic system looks like. So the fluid is really thick and congealed. And so this fluid like this can happen when you are stressed out. You get bad news within like 10 minutes. You can have fluid that was like water, very easily flowing through the collectors and being filtered out through the lymph nodes, turning to that consistency very quickly with a lot of emotional stress. Hormone imbalance caused that. Environmental toxins cause that. And that's the problem that I see every day. And this is why their immune system is slow in responding to the exposures of pathogens, because those white blood cells that fight your battle for you have to, meander through all of that congestion. And so you can decongest that with ginger baths. You can do Epsom salts baths with ginger tea bags in there. It's really good for your lymphatic system. Magnesium is another thing that I highly recommend people do during the holidays when you're drinking or overindulging. It will help with bowel health. It will help just with the deficiencies. Alcohol depletes you of magnesium. That's why you have pain afterwards, your muscles feel weak, things like that. So yeah.
How much should you take?
It depends on the person and the body weight. The average size 160-pound adult would take the recommended dosage, typically on the bottle, if they're taking it on a daily basis, and maybe a dose and a half if it's, they're indulging a lot, or, just to your bowel tolerance. If you take too much magnesium, it will clean you out.
Yeah. Is there a particular, because there's so much magnesium out there.
There's different types for different issues. There's.
So how do you know which one is which one is which?
Yeah. So we test people for the one that they need, but the, simple one is to take a malate. Malate is the one that's most absorbable for most conditions.
And the citrate is the one that makes you a little bit more flowy.
Yes. Yeah. Like in calm, the natural vitality. Yeah. Calm.
Got it. Okay. So we need to look at our bodies and know that. So the drink that you were talking about, what was the name of was it the refuel?
Yeah. Refuel minerals.
Does that have magnesium in there too?
It does have magnesium, but not enough. A high enough dose. Yeah.
Okay. And how long does that last? How long did that bottle last?
It should last you 30 days if you're taking the half ounce,
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah.
So what else? Because you talked about the minerals. I know that as someone that I like to eat healthy year round.
Right.
And because I know there's usually not food for me, I usually eat before I go to a party. What are your recommendations for something like that?
Right.
Maybe their issue is not the same, but perhaps maybe the outcome might be more favorable if they do eat before they go to a party.
Yeah. I mean, that's the number one tip. Always eat a healthy meal before you go to a party, because you're less likely to overindulge. You may taste a bite of this and a bite of that, but you're not scarfing down, plate after plate. And if you drink a few drinks, you'll eat more a lot of times too, because your body knows that it's depleting itself of certain critical nutrients. So you'll start craving things. And so when you also drink alcohol, it increases whatever candida you have in the body, flares up, and then that causes you to crave the sugar sweet, foods. So yeah, if you eat before going to any party, eat a healthy, meal with lots of vegetables, because you need those antioxidants. You can even do like a berry smoothie, the strawberries, the blackberries, blueberries, all of the berries are high in antioxidants. That's good to do. And that's also good to drink the morning after a party. To rebuild the body. Paleo greens are great chelators. So I highly recommend doing that. And you can put that in that little smoothie. But the greens have protein, and protein will stabilize your blood sugar, because a lot of times your blood sugar will spike really, really high, and people aren't measuring it, so they don't even know. And that's what causes that dry mouth and that excessive thirst. But take the paleo greens, do a smoothie of that before you go, and it will bind any toxins from the foods that you eat. and
Wow.
the alcohol that you drink. But try to, make wise choices. Take your own organic wine, with you if you like wine, or take, if you're going to do like a mixed drink, then, get a clean, clear alcohol spirit like a vodka. And I always use Polish potato vodka because they don't spray it with any pesticides.
Mhm.
And then instead of using the sugary sweet syrups, like that, get, a flavored sparkling water and mix it with some fresh lemon or lime, and, throw a sprig of rosemary in it, and some cranberries, and it's beautiful. And it tastes great. So, and it's one of the healthier. It's like drinking homeopathic.
I do that at my house.
Yeah.
My grandchildren call it Mimi soda. So,
Yeah.
so we have sparkling water, and then
Yeah.
we add some pomegranate juice, some,
Perfect.
pomegranate juice or whatever juices that they want. But usually we have an overabundance of pomegranate juice,
Right.
and
High
they love mixing it together. And if it's just flat water and pomegranate, that's Mimi wine,
Yeah.
Mimi's wine. So we have either Mimi soda or Mimi wine.
That's
And the
cute.
kids really love it too.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. The adult kids, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. Well, the little kids, and I serve them in a glass of wine.
Right.
It's like, it's like, even if you're not
That's it.
drinking alcohol, I always say it's not what you're drinking, it's how you drink it.
Right.
So I make a lot of mocktails, and
Yeah.
nobody needs to know. When I was in marketing, I was as a marketer, as a medical marketer, I was very successful. And I will tell you why. I didn't drink when I was on the job.
Mhm.
Everybody else was like snockered. They were just like, but I would have an agreement with the bartender. And I'd say, if I ask for a vodka, can you please put a short glass water with lemon in it? No one's going to know you're not drinking.
Exactly.
People don't even need to drink.
Yeah. You don't need to drink to have fun, for sure.
That's right. You don't.
Yeah.
And most people think I'm drunk anyway.
You're like, no.
I'm just drinking water. I swear.
She's drinking life.
I'm drinking life. That's right. There we go.
Right.
We're drinking
Awesome.
life. Okay. If you guys have some questions, make sure you type in a Q and write your questions down. We have so many different giveaways today, but let us know which giveaway you want, or unless you want them all, we're giving, Dr. Gramith is giving away a Zyto test. And what is the name of your Zyto test, Dr. Gramith?
It's Right Way Comprehensive Zyto test. Yeah.
Okay, so the Right Way Comprehensive Zyto test, that's $295, but she's also running a special. So if you don't win it, so all your names need to come in. Do it as soon as possible, because on Monday I'm going to draw some of the winners for this. One of them is going to be for the gallbladder liver cleanse we just did. That's an online, and whether you're anywhere in the world, you will qualify for this. And also the Zyto test, that's going to be one person's going to win that. But she's also doing the buy one, get one half price Zyto. And so take advantage of that. That ends at the end of December. And if you go onto her shop, rightwayhealth.com, that's shop rightwayhealth.com. Anyone who has never used it before, if you enter Lily20, you will get 20% off your order, your first order. Okay, so with that in mind, how do you get there? If you're like, okay, this is too much, I'm driving now, I'm listening, I'm watching, whatever. All you have to do is go to whenyouneedafriend.com. While you're there, please subscribe so that you have all this information. Just click on Dr. Gramith's name. I will also add the shop at rightwayhealth.com on from this point on, so that when you click on it, you can also go straight there. Make sure you remember to put Lily20 if it's your first time ever using this particular site. And so do that. And then also check out just click on her sponsor, click on her picture. It'll take you there. You can call her. Look, we got the number right there, 404-474-2100, rightwayhealthandwellness.com. You don't have to write anymore. You just have to freeze the lens. freeze it, and then you'll be able to call. Just let her know that you saw her in the classroom and that she's a great teacher and that you're learning so much from her. Okay, so also check out my Shop Now bag. We have lots of different things that you can earn and discounts for, like beauty products, all organic products. We have the bands, and next week you'll be able to learn a little bit more about all the stuff that I love. Go to the Shop Now bag and start living your life in a healthy way. Also, you can become a enrolled student in the classroom, whether you can give $1 or $1,000 a month, whatever you can give, time, talent, or treasure will be greatly appreciated. Also, for the holidays, we have our let me just hold this properly, our DVDs and online, the 100+ lessons from the Exodus, as well as the book of Revelation. We're talking about, all this protection, but we know how God protects us all. And I love that about Dr. Gramith, that she is a strong Christian woman as well. So you can go to Right Way Health and Wellness and support Dr. Gramith the way she is supporting the classroom. Dr. Gramith, I have learned so much from you, and I also enjoy your honesty. I love your honesty. And if you don't know something, you're like really good to come back and say, okay, this is a new plan here. Or if something isn't turning out the way, you're ready to have plan B, plan Z. Tell us a little bit why you are so good about, just listening through intuition as well to your patients.
Right. I think it's from experience of, you've heard my story many times of how I got involved in functional medicine. And I truly believe God has a plan for each and every one. And my story began in the medical field in nursing, and I loved it. I loved nursing and helping people, and would probably be in that field today if my father had not been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And God just had a different plan for me. And so I think I have such a appreciation for what patients go through, being on both sides of it, being dealing with my father's health, and then later my mother's, and recently my husband, and what they have to go up against, and how hard it is for patients to know what questions to ask their doctor to get the information that they need. We've been so programmed, and I used to do this to patients too, to just, throw out information at them and just say, well, just do what I say, and not really get their feedback and find out where they're from. And this is why I love functional medicine. And I love having the time that I can to spend with clients and talking about, what are their goals for their health. Mine may be one thing, but they may have a total different, strategy or goal, and they know their body more than anything. And I believe that if a person prays about it, God will direct them in the way that they should go. And that's typically a lot of times why they find me. They want to understand how important the role of nutrition is, how important the role of their emotional health is. And they're starting to figure it out, but it's so convoluted with all the information that they've been given. They can't sort it. So that's all I do, is I help them sort it out. And then we deal with, what comes first, second, and third, and then teach them basically how to care for their body the rest of their life. And I just love it. It's very rewarding. I can't imagine doing anything different with my life.
Can't imagine you doing anything different. One of the reasons I called you a coach is that you do that. You motivate your patients to be at their highest. and spirit, mind, and body, because I know you look at every single approach. And for people who go into a doctor and they're just looking at the body, I remember Dr. Lee Cowden, who's your mentor and as well as a mentor in the classroom before he retired. I need to get him back. But Dr. Lee Cowden said, people try to fix their body, and it's very expensive to fix the body. But when you fix the mind and spirit, the body will heal itself.
That's so true.
Isn't it beautiful?
And it's so interesting because I fought that for years because, what do you do with that, right?
Yeah.
When you're trained medically on the physical body, and I didn't even know how to approach that. And Dr. Cowden, he is, makes me want to cry. He is just an angel sent from our Father, and I've learned so much from him. I kid you not, I could listen to him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and only get a tenth of what's in his brain. He is amazing. And so that's why I've spent 20 years using him as my mentor and a dear friend. And the emotional component, the spiritual component, if we don't help our clients through that, I think we've failed. I think we have definitely, that is where we need to start. Our focus needs to be there and helping them get through that, because the body can heal itself if the mind is right and the spirit is right.
Absolutely.
I see it every day. I've seen it every day for the 25 years that I've been doing this.
Yeah. Even the allopathic community knows this.
Right.
They've done tests on it. They see how many people are in the ER that have their symptoms have nothing to do with what's going on in their body. And, and they've made the conclusion themselves, and they're at 65, 85, that percent of people that go into the ER have nothing to do with the problem that the body, it has everything to do with the emotional, and people just hear it's all in your head. No, it's in your body. But it's producing all those symptoms. Dr. Gramith, I didn't ask you, but do you have time for the Teacher's Pet Corner to ask you questions afterwards? Great. Okay, so as we enter, we got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to try to get as many questions as we possibly can. The first question I found here the first cue I found is, what is the name of the stress dots you mentioned?
Biodots.
I'm getting it too.
Biodots. Yeah, they're called biodot, D-O-T.
Oh, B-O-T, not biodots.
Yeah.
Okay.
DOT,
and they basically just, when you're calm, it's like a mood ring a mood ring, right?
A mood ring. Yeah, exactly. Just get your mood ring.
But get a mood ring, put it in your forehead.
They'll come with a little graph, so you can see this is really, really stressed, and this is very, very calm. And so this is what you're going to. It's really fun to use during meditation and prayer, because it just blows your mind how calm you become. So I love it.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so let's see if we have. I'm looking at Facebook right now. Scroll down and see some cues. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a raw food challenge starting in January. So anybody who wants to join me, let me know that you're joining me for the raw food challenge. Let's see. At some point, can Dr. Gramith discuss amalgams and if they need to be removed? Is there any connection between amalgams and 5G? If not today, then another class. Thank you. And Merry Christmas. That's very polite. Thank you, Terry.
That's awesome. Yeah, amalgams is a huge issue. Heavy metal toxicity. That's what causes the downfall of our endocrine system, whether it's your thyroid, your adrenals, your pituitary, your hypothalamus. So if your amalgams in your mouth are outgassing, and they are if you're chewing on them. So if they're on the sides and you're chewing on them, you're outgassing every day. There's a great video online that talks about that, and actually took old amalgams and just used an eraser you've seen that. I can't remember the name of it, but that was just
Is it
great.
smoking tooth?
Yeah, the smoking tooth.
The
Yeah.
smoking tooth. I saw that video too. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's
I got
amazing.
them all out. I got
Yeah,
all my
I did
amalgams
too.
out. Yeah.
And, unfortunately, it's expensive and you want to do it right. You don't want to go to a regular dentist and have them, grind them out. You go to a
Then you
biological
swallow it.
dentist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Biologic
yeah.
dentist is
I've had patients come that have done that and just had a total breakdown of their health.
yeah. Yeah.
So you do need to get them out before starting any really serious chelating like EDTA and things like that. But you really can't get well because this causes not only endocrine dysfunction, but mitochondrial dysfunction.
That's right. Well, it sounds like we've got the next topic for the next class with Dr. Gramith. Thank you for the suggestion. Dr. Gramith, you're amazing. I'm looking forward to having a little bit of a conversation afterwards because I know you're busy, but in the Teacher's Pet Corner. But for those of you who want to learn more about Dr. Lee Cowden, there's lots of different videos with Dr. Cowden in the classroom as well. Dr. Gramith, I want to wish you a happy holiday season. Merry Christmas, and may you be blessed. Continue to be blessed.
You too. Merry Christmas.
And remember, we'll be right here waiting for you. They're going to be talking in a second.
The
Hold on.
opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian Mcdermott radio show are
I
intended
didn't want
for
to
the
talk over
individual
him.
callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.
Yes. And please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian Mcdermott and Dr. Jennifer Gramith wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. So we did it a little backwards today. What can I say? Just a little bit backward. Okay. So let me see if I see any more questions. Okay. So Myrna asked, hello, Dr. Gramith. Can you talk briefly about EMF, Pendant, Harmon? Thank you.
Oh, the Harmony Pendant and the EMFs.
Oh, Harmony. Okay.
Yeah. So I actually did with the Wendy Meyer show. I did a study where I took the Harmony pendants and that we tested.
What is a Harmony pendant? Hold
So
on.
it's an EMF blocker.
Okay.
So it's a necklace that you wear. I wish I had one right here, but I don't. And to see how well people responded. So what we did, we used it with biofeedback and then heart rate variability. And so I took patients who were cancer patients on, very serious protocols. We stressed their body with like a cell phone and then run their scan and what happened. And then we would put the Harmony pendant on, would stress their body with either the cell phone or some type of electronics. And it was amazing how it kept their body in harmony.
Wow.
And so it's not perfect, but it is definitely very, very helpful. And then, there was a couple of my clients that were actually younger and very healthy athletes. And I couldn't really see a difference with their exposures to the EMFs wasn't affecting them as much, but it really, really affected sick people. So you have the sickness, and then you have the exposures to the 5G. It just destroys, their ability to respond to environmental toxins and pathogens. And so you have to really protect those individuals that have a known diagnosis against EMFs. And we're just beginning to understand, the 5G and its role. I've seen a lot of AFib from it. Dr. Cowden has too. And we just don't know what it's unlocking in the body and what it's releasing in the body and how troubling, it can become. So we're doing more and more research on that, trying to get a better understanding. There's a lot of physicians who think that it is causing viruses to become active that's been dormant in your body for years, decades. And you very well could be.
It's amazing. I mean, the body is being stressed in so many different ways. We're just tapping into the holidays, but there are other things that's causing the body to be stressed. We're seeing the world right now in so much chaos and disarray and anger towards everything, division. And so, and I believe that that's by design, because we know that when you're in that mode, your immune system is weakened, right? So what I heard from your Harmony trial that you did, the study that you did, is that the people that are healthy, the Harmony, they were able to withstand the 5G. So, after this virus has been played out, also you're testing and seeing what 5G can do to the body. I mean, isn't this like a call for a second chance for everybody to really wake up and start eating as healthy as they possibly can? And thinking
that's what I got from the study is, those clients that really took their health very seriously, and they had a good diet and made sure they had, all the right nutrients, and they did a lot of juicing. They did really, really well. Now, that doesn't mean that, excessive radiation is not going to knock them down, but what they were dealing with and us stressing them with the day-to-day things that we use, like our cell phones and that don't have blockers on it. It didn't impact them like it does the sick. I had health scores go from about 60 something, and you want it closer to 100 with sick individuals, go down to 2 to 1, which is, terrible. And if you stay in that state for a long time, you're not going to survive. And so you really do. I had a client in just this week who shared with me that she had heard me talk about EMFs, and she thought maybe that's what's going on with me, because she couldn't sleep well. Her heart rate was extremely, extremely low, chronic fatigue. So she shuts off all her power to her bedroom at night when she goes to sleep, and all the symptoms went away.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, unfortunately, I live in a condo.
Yeah.
And Dr. Cowden said, well, your neighbor above, below, I don't have anybody above.
It's all around you. Yeah.
But all around me, we're in a corner. So we have one wall. So I'm even thinking about switching my bed to another wall, but still, it's just very,
get that you have the EMF readers. You can see where it's highest, and you definitely don't want to be sleeping where it's the highest. But, in your case, you could use the Faraday sheets that go underneath the bed. You set the bed on, and then you do the sheer that goes above the bed to close you in and protect you when you're sleeping. Dr. Cowden sleeps with that. Him and his wife both.
Have you tested that though?
He has. I haven't personally, but he has. Yeah.
Okay. And what is it called?
It's just a Faraday cage.
Oh, Faraday?
Yeah, Faraday.
F as in Frank?
Yeah. Yeah. And you can order them online. I mean, they're everywhere, but make sure you get a good source. Make sure you get a good source.
Well, it sounds like we have a couple of topics coming up, 5G, amalgams. I mean, there's so much that is out there right now, but I would say that, I've gotten to the point where I'm just praying for God's protection.
Right.
And Dr. Day came into the classroom and she talked about 5G, but it was all about God, the five virtues, of God. And then she talked about the 6G, which is the glorious appearance of God. And so it was just so beautiful, beautiful with Dr. She's so inspirational to me too. But it is just amazing, everything that's happening out there. And so I just want us to continue to stay focused on health. And that's what I love about you, Dr. Gramith, that you are so focused on helping people, yourself and others, and your team, to creating that health that we all long for, that we all look for. Is there anything you'd like to say before we go? I mean, this is our last class of the year. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it. This year has flown by, and I've loved every class that we've done together. I've enjoyed just getting to know a lot of the people who watch your show, who come in and they're like, oh, I saw you on the Lillian Mcdermott show. And so it's
Yeah,
just
you're more
been
famous than I am. That's let's just
it's
let's
been a
just put it out
blessing.
there.
I don't know about that, but it's been a blessing to really get to know the people who are watching the show, and like Myrna. I mean, I just love her. She's just, I have a plant she sent me, actually sitting over here on the table. She's just so sweet. So yeah, I thank you so much for what you do, and just the passion that you have to really educate people. I think that's so needed, because with the education, we don't have to hold on to fear. Once we know what to do, we're not living in darkness. We Christians should not be living in darkness.
Correct.
And so we need to, stand up for what is right, what is true, and share it with as many people as we can. And that's what our call is. That's what we're designed to do. That's why God put us here on this earth. And, we're all awaiting his return. But until then, let's live the best life ever.
Ever. I love it. I love it. Great words and wise words as well from Dr. Jennifer Gramith. And thank you for the compliment as well. I know that everything you said about me, it's almost as if you're looking in a mirror, I could say about you. So thank you so much. And I want to thank all of you. Thank you for wishing us Merry Christmas. Thank you, Christmas and Christmas hugs. You need to read all the love that you're getting as well. Dr. Gramith, if you go to the Lillian Mcdermott radio show page, I just want to say thank you to all. It's hard to say goodbye. It's like hard to get off the air, but we've got so much to do. I know that you've had one heck of a year, Dr. Gramith.
Yes,
most people don't know all the things that you have had to work with this year. And let me tell you, grace under pressure. I just absolutely love you. I think that you are an amazing person, and then you actually rise above it to continue to be helpful, even though you have gone through with your husband's health and other things that have happened. I am not going to say it. You can say it if you would like to, but things that have happened that would cripple somebody, you show up, you keep showing up. And so I just want to acknowledge you for that, and for what you stand for as well. So I want to thank you, Dr. Gramith. Once again, I'm going to go over everything that we're giving away so that you are able to bid for it, and we're going to put your names. You just tell me what you want, okay? Because you always need to ask for what you need. So we have the first thing that we're giving away is the Zyto. So one Zyto, that's worth $295. But Dr. Gramith, and we're giving this away on Monday, which is the 20th. And so what you need to write if you want the Zyto is, the Zyto test. You put your name, Zyto test, and I'll put your name in the winner's basket. Now, know that if you don't win this, Dr. Gramith has a buy one, get one half till the end of December. So please know that. So if you don't win it, you can go, two of you can team up and split the cost. Okay, so the second thing is the gallbladder. Dr. Gramith talked about how important the liver balance is in your life. And so if you want a free online, this is for anyone around the world, free online. If you want to do this cleanse yourself, you have Dr. Gramith guiding you, and the group of 15 of us guiding you and sharing their experience. And that will be for free as well. And then we have Dr. Gramith's site. It's called Shop Right Way Health. That's shoprightwayhealth.com. And if you enter Lily20, you will get 20% off your first purchase. So just enter Lily20 and start saving right away, and get all the supplies that Dr. Gramith, hold up some of the products that you mentioned today, Dr. Gramith, that way people know that you have them there. So we have the Refuel,
the paleo
greens,
the magnesium.
Is that powdered magnesium?
Yes, that one's powdered magnesium.
Okay,
you can get it in capsule form too. Milk thistle, And the last one I have is a detox antiox, which is a high potency antioxidant
High potency antioxidant. That's the first thing
complex.
for those
Yeah.
of you who are trying to fight off all that stuff that that you're taking a vacation on, and I don't want to say cheat days or whatever, but I
Yeah.
would say taking a vacation on, then just make sure that you protect yourself. Any final words, Dr. Gramith, before we go?
Nope, just be mindful of the holidays, and you're really mindful of taking care of yourself so that you get the best memories from these times with your friends and when you're with your family. And just pray that God blesses each and every one of you.
Amen. Okay, guys, we'll see you